All right, let's talk Git. You know that feeling, right? That pit in your stomach when you realize you just committed the wrong thing or pushed a bug? That what have I done moment of panic? Well, today, we're going to turn that panic into power. We're diving into how you can fix those mistakes like a pro using Git's own tools. I mean, we've all been there, or at least had nightmares about it. You're in the zone, you're coding fast, you commit, you push, and then that cold wave of dread hits you. Maybe you accidentally left a secret API key in the code, or maybe you pushed that one little change that brought the whole staging server to its knees. These are exactly the kinds of messes we're here to clean up. So here's the game plan. First, we'll talk about that universal oh no moment. Then, and this is the most important part, we're going to map out Git's 3 areas of change. Seriously, understanding this is the key to everything. After that, we'll unleash the 2 big guns for undoing commits, reset and revert. And finally, we'll have a little showdown between the two so you know exactly which one to grab and when. So, that oh no moment, it's something every single developer feels. There's this genuine fear of losing hours of work, or even worse, completely scrambling the project history for your entire team. But here's the thing you gotta remember, Git was literally built to handle this stuff. And you know, this quote from Atlassian just hits the nail on the head. Git isn't just a filing cabinet for your code, it's a safety net. It's designed from the ground up to protect us from those huge disasters, and maybe more importantly, from our own everyday mistakes. So let's learn how to use that net. Okay, so before we jump into the commands, we gotta understand the lay of the land. See, Git doesn't just have one place where your code lives. It has 3 distinct areas, and knowing which area your mistake is in, well, that tells you exactly how to fix it. First up is the working directory. This one's easy. It's just the folder on your computer with all your project files. Think of it like your workbench. It's messy, things are in progress, you're trying stuff out. Nothing is final here yet. Next, we have the staging area, which you also hear called the index. This is where you use git add. You're basically taking a change from your messy workbench and saying, okay, this piece is good, it's ready. It's like putting a player on deck in baseball. They're not in the game, but they're prepped and ready for the next play, which in our case is the next commit. And last, but definitely not least, you have the commit history. This is the big one. This is the official permanent record book of your project. When you finally type git commit, you take that perfect snapshot you built in the staging area and you save it forever as part of the project's story. So this really breaks it down. You've got these 3 areas, and each one has its own simple undo command. Messed up a file on your workbench, the working directory? Git checkout is your friend. Accidentally put a file on deck in the staging area? Git reset will pull it right back. And of course, git commit is what makes it official. Getting this flow is half the battle. Okay, you're thinking, how in the world do I keep track of all this? Well, there's one command that is your absolute best friend in Git, and that is git status. It's your GPS. It tells you exactly where all your changes are at any given moment. But it does more than that. It actually helps you. And get this is the best part. Git literally tells you what to do. Look at this output. For the main.py file, which is in the working directory, it says right there, use git checkout to discard changes. And for hello.py, which is staged, it says use git reset to unstage. Git is your co-pilot whispering the right answers in your ear. Okay, so that's great for stuff you haven't committed yet. But what about the real oops moment, when the mistake is already saved in your history? For that, we need something more powerful. We need a time machine. And that's exactly what git reset is for, especially for mistakes you haven't shared with anyone else yet. Now here is the most important thing you need to remember about git reset. It rewrites history. It literally erases the past. This is an incredibly powerful tool for cleaning up your own local work before anyone sees it. But it is super dangerous to use on branches you've already pushed and shared. Why? Because you'd be changing a story that your teammates have already read and started building on. It causes chaos. So when you use reset, you've got a couple of flavors. The 2 big ones are -soft and -hard. A -soft reset is, well, soft. It moves the pointer back 1 commit, but it kindly leaves all your actual code changes in the staging area, ready for you to fix and recommit. But -hard? Oh, -hard is ruthless. It moves the pointer back and completely wipes out all the changes from that commit. They are gone. Poof. Forever. So you've got to be really, really careful with that one. Okay, but what if it's too late? What if you've already pushed that bad commit and your whole team has it? You can't just go erasing history now. That's a huge no-no. So what do? This is where Git Revert comes in. This is your safety net. This is the responsible, public way to undo a mistake. And here's the genius of Revert. It doesn't delete a single thing. Instead, it looks at the bad commit, figures out exactly what needs to be done to reverse it, and then it creates a brand new commit that applies those inverse changes. It's a clean, transparent way to fix a problem while moving forward. Let's walk through a super simple example. Imagine your project's history looks like this. Commit A, then commit B, then commit C. But oops, we just discovered that commit C introduced a massive bug. We need it gone. So, what happens when we run git revert on that bad commit, C? Well, Git creates a new commit, we'll call it C prime, right on top of the old one. And C prime's only job is to perfectly cancel out everything that C did. The bad code is gone, but the history, the record of the mistake and the fix is still there for everyone to see. No cover-ups, just honest work. All right, we've met the two heavy hitters for fixing committed mistakes. Now let's put them side by side in a final showdown so there's absolutely no confusion about which one you should be using. This right here, this is basically everything you need to know. On one side, you have Git Reset. It rewrites history. It's for your private, local work. It's your personal time machine. On the other side, you have Git Revert. It preserves history by adding to it. It's for public, shared branches. It's like publishing a correction in a newspaper. One is a secret, the other is a public record. So let's just boil it all down one last time. For simple, local changes you haven't even staged yet, Checkout is your tool. To fix commits that are still private and only on your machine, Reset is your time machine. But to safely fix a mistake that's already out there on a shared branch, you must use Revert. And through it all, what's your best friend? That's right, Git Status. Always check your status. You know, at the end of the day, these commands, they're not just about fixing errors. They're about craftsmanship. Your Git history is the living story of your project. It's how you communicate with your future self and with every other developer on your team. Using these tools correctly means you're telling a story that's clear, honest, and easy to follow. So the real question is, what kind of story are you going to tell?